Hello Virgo, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your August 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Virgo? What do we need to know for you? One major arcana. We have the Devil. All right. So this has been happening a lot to a lot of different signs, so I'm going to get you one more card to clarify this energy. So we have Judgment, Judgment over the Devil. So you have to be very careful not to bind yourself to some sort of situation right here, okay? Because what I see with this Judgment energy is that you don't want to be caught up on the earth when everyone is going into the rapture, because that's what Judgment represents, being called out of the grave into a new life, right? Because tarot is very biblical. So with this Devil energy, it's like the devil wants to chain you to something, chain you to them, all right? Chain you to him. The demons want you to suffer along with them. They do not want you to be called up. So this could be you going into like a new phase within your life, and people who are just toxic and, bad to be around are holding you back. So that's what's very important for you, is you do not want to miss this judgment call. You do not want to be chained to a situation where it's just like, man, it could be so much better up there, but no, I'm stuck with all of these people. So think twice about putting yourself in a situation where maybe you're under like oath, contractual obligations, maybe even signing a contract for like a new car or whatever. So let's see what's going on for the sign of Virgo. I'm going to get you 3 cards from the Revelations Tarot. So this deck does have reversals in it. What do we need to know for the sign of Virgo? We have the Sun in reverse. We have the King of Swords upright. And we have the 9 of Wands in upright. All right. So with the Sun in reverse, this represents you not being able to see illumination right here. Okay? Something is falsely illuminating you. You have to understand that with the Devil energy, that represents false illusion, because remember, the devil is as a roaring lion, right? So what does the devil want to do? He wants to glamorize you with a bunch of different things. This is kind of like representation of the 3 trials of Jesus. Jesus went up to the mountain to be tempted by Satan 3 times, and Satan showed him all of these different things which represented false illusion. So basically, if you look at it from a logical perspective, right, why would someone who is the Son of God want anything from this earth that God had created? Why did Satan think he could tempt the Son of God with all these things that God had created and already ordained, right? And so that's what's very important to understand, is that Jesus was at his weakest point, right? Because afterwards, the angels came and ministered to him afterwards. So while Jesus was in the weakest point, I think he had already fasted for like the 30, 40 days in the desert. That's when the devil came to him, when he was at, his lowest. So he was kind of like acting out of like desperation, like Son of God, bow down to me kind of energy. So I kind of feel like right here, with this 9 of Wands energy, it's the devil making you want to act out of desperation to something, okay? So putting you in your weakest state with the 9 of Wands, this can be representation of being bruised, battered, and beaten. This can be represented as being burned at the stake, having to retreat from a really, really awful situation. And the King of Swords is very sharp communication coming towards you. So this represents false illusionment. You're about to be called up, because after Jesus survived the trials, right, the 3 trials of Satan, the angels came and ministered to him, which means the angels took care of him. That's kind of what this judgment call is. Rebuking all that kind of stuff right there that's glitzy and glamorous, and being called to your new life. And when I say your new life, this could be represented as like people within your everyday environment who just want to hold you back. Like, they have really toxic traits. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to advance their life. They just want to go around in a circle. I talked about it in Gemini's reading. Dive bars, for example. A lot of people make friends at dive bars. People like going there because it's a small group of people. And, you're all kind of suffering with the same thing. Shitty jobs, shitty life, whatever, right? However, you don't build each other up. You don't have a positive community. You have a really negative, toxic community where you're all dragging each other down. And you guys are, in a way, keeping the dive bar open by constantly going there to talk and complain about your problems, right? But here I see something very glamorous for you, because the sunlight is in reverse. So it does still represent the sun. However, it's a negative version of the sunlight. Something is very beautiful, something is very alluring, but it's very dangerous for you because it leaves you in this Nine of Wands energy. But here's the thing with this King of Swords right here, this could be a King of Swords person within your life. The King of Swords is someone who's extremely educated. This is like a doctor or a lawyer, someone who's got a very, large amount of school behind them. But it could be the King of Swords, but the King of Swords could also be protecting you from this. This can also be represented as an angel as well. So let's look at the sunlight energy. Why is the sunlight in reverse right here? Queen of Pentacles, Devil energy. The Hanged Man. Okay. So see this from a very high perspective right here. When we look at the Queen of Pentacles, you have to understand that the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. What is the Devil? Capricorn energy. What is the Queen of Pentacles doing? Trying to give you something in a very nurturing, motherly-like manner, okay? See it from a higher perspective. Why is this energy, this menacing energy, coming to you? Why is the Devil coming to you trying to offer you this one pentacle? Now, the Queen of Pentacles is not a bad person. You have to understand that. She is just represented by the sign of Capricorn, okay? However, the Devil is here in this reading. So if the Devil is trying to offer you something in this motherly-like manner, in this motherly state, this pentacle, why are they doing that? What is the negative meaning behind this? Now, we have the Queen of Swords, or the King of Swords. Why is this King of Swords here? We have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Eight of Swords. You have to understand that you have to use very good logic and discernment right here, all right? I kind of feel like this is gaslighting, narcissistic energy. You have to really think things through from a very logical perspective. I feel like you kind of know with this King of Swords energy that this is a bad situation to be in, right? So what you need to do is you need to look at the Judgment energy. How bad could this turn out for you if you accept this gift from this Queen of Pentacles? If you accept the gift from the Devil, what is it going to be like? Chained to the Devil, which is the Eight of Swords, being bruised and battered, so being tortured by the Devil with the Nine of Wands. So double clarification of the Nine of Wands for you. So I kind of feel like you already know that someone is trying to offer you something. So this could be like an ex coming back into your life. This could be someone just wanting to have like a one-night stand with you. Someone is trying to bring you in right here. Trying really hard with this very motherly-like energy with this Queen of Pentacles catering to you like, oh, you want some money? Oh, you want some of this? Here, you can have it. Be skeptical, all right? Use your discernment right here. Nine of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups, and you have the Temperance. If you are able to move past this energy, the angels will come and minister to you. Remember, this card is the Angel of Temperance, right? If you are able to move past this cycle right here, the angel comes with this Queen of Cups energy, this true motherly-like energy, the divine mother of the zodiac, because it is Cancerian energy. The Queen of Pentacles is not the divine mother. The Queen of Cups is. So a divine angel coming to minister to you in this divine motherly-like energy, the true help right here. So you need to understand that within your time of need. This is kind of like that song, when I find myself in the times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Like, that's what this is right here. Like, if you got burned once by someone, why would you go back to them? Think about how much time it took you to get over something within your life, how much it took you to heal from some sort of situation, and apply that to the modern day present times. If you know that someone is bad, if you know that someone is just truly a wicked person, why would you continuously allow this person into your life to give you things, okay? So we have the Ten of Swords coming out with the High Priestess and the Four of Wands. Seeing this from a higher perspective, okay? Understanding that this could be a representation of the mental death, and you need to celebrate the mental death. Celebrate your mental death that you have right here as a victory, okay? You're going to see something that is so enticing, that is so beautiful, that is like so just everything you could fucking want right here. But it is the devil in disguise. if you can see this from a higher perspective, understand that, you know, hindsight is 2020 and you'll understand things by and by, right? When you see the high priestess, understand that she contains the scroll of your life. So after you die, you know, you'll have to meet God and like there's a scroll of your life, right? She holds that. So what you're going to see right here is maybe you're not going to see immediately what the problem was with this situation, but you will understand it in the future as to why you turned this down, and you're going to be able to celebrate with that. For example, think about someone who's really toxic from your past coming into your life, and they're so attractive, they're working out really hard, they look really great, right? They're coming back into your life, you've healed from this person in the past, and this time they look really good. And they're wanting to come into your life really sweet, really nice, you know, entice you, whatever. Here's the thing, though. Those, what do they call it? I'm not calling people out, but hear me out right here. Hear me out. Those medications that are antiretrovirals for HIV, some of them are like steroids, so they make you gain a lot of muscle mass really quickly, okay? And that's happened to people before, where they get enticed by someone who looked very great, and then, you know, they may have caught some sort of STD. Now, I know that, you know, when you're on certain medications, you can't get things. However, think of it like that. Think of it, what is this person hiding? What is this thing? Because with this Nine of Wands, this represents physical despair, okay? And with this Eight of Swords, it represents regret and misery and being chained to a situation. You know, when people get incurable STDs, it stays with them for the rest of their life, okay? You have to think about that. Do you want that for yourself? And I'm not saying you're going to get an STD. I'm not going to say anything like that. This is an example, okay? I'm not calling anyone out who has it. But really critically think about this situation right here. Do you want to suffer for a very, very long time, miss the judgment call because you decided to make a contract because you wanted to accept this gift from the devil? Or can you move past it? Can you allow your emotions to run free? Can you feel the depression, the sadness, and the anxiety of letting this one beautiful thing go just for the angel to come in and alchemize something and actually minister to you with this Queen of Cups? Okay? The Divine Mother right here bringing in something much better, much more fulfilling for you. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Two of Cups. Moving past the fighting, moving past this despair right here allows you to attain this Two of Cups energy. Understand that the angels are fighting for you in this situation, okay? The angels are moving through all of this aggression because remember, the Five of Wands actually represents physical conflict to come and to deliver this cup to you with this Two of Cups. You don't have to do anything, all right? If you stand there in the fight and you feel everything that's happening and you don't engage in it, because remember, the Knight of Wands is also a card of being physically bruised and battered. The Knight of Cups comes in and saves you and rescues you from that situation, and the Knight of Cups is also holding a cup. When we see the Two of Cups right here, you have to understand that the Temperance is also holding two cups, all right? So alchemizing things from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. So from like a spiritual perspective, thinking about your thought process and then that being actually represented in real life. So the Fool, a reset. Seven of Wands and the Tower. You pushing back against this tower right here is really bad, all right? Look at the illumination no matter how hard it is, okay? You will receive a new beginning. The angels will not let you down right here if you don't fail this trial. But you have to push back against the tower, because here's the thing about the tower. The sunlight destroys the tower in the original artwork. The sunlight is casting a lightning bolt on this tower to destroy it because it's not built on a solid foundation as the Tower of Babel, right? Tower of Babel, people try to build it up to God. Obviously, people can't do that. So you're being shielded from this tower. The angels are here to offer you a new beginning. And you will see why you had to protect yourself from this tower moment. Like this situation right here, this Ten of Swords, it's a tower moment, all right? Like what you do right here by accepting this fancy gift, it's really bad for you in the long run, okay? In the grand scheme of things, this will directly affect your life for a very, very long time if you accept the gift from the devil, all right? You do have a new beginning. If you turn this down and you see it from a high priestess perspective and understand human suffering, because sometimes with the Hanged Man, this represents self-sacrifice. So you self-sacrificing by hanging yourself upside down or being crucified upside down, you see things from a much higher perspective. You see things from the more divine perspective, because Saint Valentine was one of the saints who decided he wasn't worthy to die like Jesus did, so he hanged himself upside down, or was crucified upside down, sorry. And with that energy, you're being blocked off to this great destruction right here. You have a new beginning somewhere else. You have a brand new slate, and that's perfect for you, because I kind of feel like that's what you want. Yes, it is nice to see things from your past, but if they come back up and you know that they're bad, why do you want to use it again? Why do you want to do it again? Okay? Five of Cups, yeah, it's just disappointment and lack. Look at the 2 cups that are also behind you. You're going to see your 3 cups fall out right here. You're going to see emotional lack by you turning this down. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that could have possibly happened to me. You know, now and it could be, you know, something as simple as like, you know, an ex comes back into your life, or a really bad situation comes back into your life, and you turn it down, and then they get back with someone, or they're with someone, and you see them again, and it really hurts you, and it shakes you to your core, right? You feel that moment of your ex or whatever seeing with someone else, and you're like, oh my gosh, what on earth? Here's the thing, though. Those 2 cups that are behind you, the 3 trials have fallen out, okay? No use crying over that spilled milk. You have this 2 cups right here representing also, once again, the 2 cups that are in temperance, and the two of cups right here. All right? So 2 cups are still also being offered to you. In this great calamity, in this fighting, in this energy of like you do not know what's going on, your world feels like it's being shaken down. Understand that there is a rhyme and a reason, and the rhyme and the reason behind all of this is that this is a test for you, Virgo. A very harsh lesson, a very harsh test, and they want to know, can you pass this? Because what would be the point of like God sending down, you know, Jesus, if all of a sudden he bowed down and worshiped the devil for some bread? And you know, it was a very hard thing for him to turn it down, because what, 40 days without eating, 30, 40, something like that? So it was very, very critical right there. So we have the Judgment, being called to a higher perspective, okay? He suffered a lot, and then what happened at the end of it? And I'm using this biblical perspective because, once again, tarot is extremely biblical. It's based off of Catholicism, because that's where it was invented. It was invented in Italy in like the 1500s. All the major arcanas were. They have a lot of thought process behind them. They're using things from Catholicism, from ancient Roman paganism, ancient Greek paganism, all kind of blended into one thing, but you have to know the stories behind them. So with this Judgment, and as you can see, even the artwork on this card is people who are in their graves being called up into the rapture, right? At the Judgment call, the angels blasting their trumpet. So you are called to a higher place. You are called to a higher perspective. You do not miss the rapture here, okay? That's what's very critical for you, is not to miss this Judgment call to go up to ascend, all right? There is something much better. The angels are not going to let you down right here. You have the Empress, okay? It's also a representation of you know, the Empress can kind of represent the land in a way. The world represents the world, but the Empress represents land. But think about it like this. When the devil is destroyed and cast into the lake of fire, right? They say in the Bible that God is going to come back and rebuild the world in a better image, right? So that's kind of what this is. You lose this old world, but it's rebuilt back in the Empress status. It's something that you truly want. It's perfection, okay? The Queen of Swords. When I see the Queen of Swords in a reading, this is the reader speaking directly the message that someone needs to hear. Usually I shut the readings down right here. So I'm going to do that. I feel like this is the message that you truly need to hear right now. I feel like this is like very critical for you in the month of August, especially since August is sunlight energy. It is a pagan holiday of celebrating the sun, celebrating the death of the sun, essentially. Because, you know, after summer, what happens? You know, everything starts to die. Everything starts to, you know, turn gray and brown and whatever. So that's what's very important for you right here, is that you might see the actual death of this sun right here, this sunlight, where it's sadness. It's just like, oh my gosh, like the end of summer. And you're feeling like fleeting. But here's the thing. Something can always be rebuilt and reborn. Five of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. Do not allow yourself in this impoverished state right here to allow your cup to be filled up by other beggars, okay? Because that's kind of what I'm seeing right here, is that you're this page wanting beggars to fill up your cup. What you're going to see is that this person is truly the Five of Pentacles. Not really anything special in particular. Someone who's destitute, someone who's impoverished. But you really want your cup filled up because you feel like it's such a great thing. Why would you want poverty for yourself, Virgo? The Knight of Pentacles, okay? You going forward into something much better. I believe, yeah, you are the Knight of Pentacles. So your energy right here, moving past this, okay? Accepting the blessing, accepting this King's Gold, and knowing that you have to move it from one place to another. This is kind of like the Knight of Pentacles having to actually engage in a situation right here. Because the Knight of Pentacles moves gold from one kingdom to another kingdom, right? The King's Gold. It's not necessarily his. And, you know, there are all these pitfalls. There are bandits. You know, people want to steal the King's Gold. So this is kind of like you having to get through this trial. Like the bandits are actually approaching. You may have gone through this road 1,000 times, 10,000 times. And all of a sudden, this one time when you're not expecting it, all the bandits are there. That's what this is for you, Virgo. Pay attention to that. So let me look at the spellcasting oracle. We have happiness and we have dreams. Pay attention to your dreams right here. Understand that, you know, the spirits are speaking to you in your dreams, or your subconscious is. You know, you can make sense of things and kind of have like deja vu moments if you pay attention to your dreams, all right? Look up what everything in your dream is right here. Understand that there is happiness at the end of this trial, all right? Understand that there is happiness at the end of this fight, the end of whatever this is. Don't engage in whatever, you know, the BS is. Get the gold and keep moving forward. Do not get enticed. Release and accept and embrace. Release the old, accept new, embrace the new, okay? What happened in the past stays in the past. Accept a new beginning and embrace it. And accept this new beginning with this Queen of Cups, this Cancerian energy, okay? Let me get you a couple of Witches Familiar cards. It's like, you already know the situation is bad, but you want to do it again because it looks nice, but you already know how it's going to end. So use your logic and discernment. Like, after you go through this where you just feel like the fear of missing out, it's like, whatever. You actually find your happiness at the end of this. You have Hare, transformation. The situation is transforming for you. Crab, retreat. Sometimes you have to retreat from a situation. There's no shame in that, all right? Sometimes you can't fight this battle. Sometimes you need to look at a situation and be like, you know what? It's not for me. I just need to walk away from it. I do not need this because the situation is transforming. This is like the devil's last-ditch attempt, okay, on you. Peacocks are just screaming, so I kind of feel like that's an omen. Last ditch, all right? I feel like it's kind of like smooth sailing for you, but here's the thing. You're looking at it from that Page of Cups energy, and you're looking at poverty thinking, man, that looks delicious. It's not. So, let me get you a couple of Halloween oracle cards. We have Apple, risk and reward, okay? So I kind of feel like this is the thing right here. You want to take a risk on something and you're hoping that it rewards you in the end. I really don't think you should. All right, because remember, this is kind of like the temptation right here, the tempting of the apple. All right, remember Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden? That's what this is right here. You're wanting to take a risk on something because it looks beautiful, and you're like, well, the reward is there. I can see the reward. It doesn't look that bad because I see something so glamorous and beautiful in front of me, but here's the thing, it's not that. You have Night Song, Hidden Talents. Pay attention to your talents. In fact, one of the things that I think you should do about it is write a love song or write a sad song. Like, move forward. If you're feeling some sort of emotions on this situation right here, write about it. Run. You know, get your emotions out of your body. Continue to keep moving forward within your life right here. Understand that this thing is going to kind of like emotionally damage you, but it's not going to destroy you if you took it, like if you took it. So it's going to be emotionally upsetting, but it could be absolutely life-ruining. So there's that duality right there. Do you suffer with the emotional side of it and be like, okay, it's sad, I wish I could have it, but I can't? Or do you allow the destruction to keep happening? It's kind of like, you know the everlasting gobstopper at the end of Willy Wonka when Charlie put it on the table and left? Like, he had the opportunity to destroy the situation by trying to sell it to Slugworth, but he decided not to. He was like, you know what? It's not even mine anyway. And he gave it back, and he walked away, but then he won everything in the end. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for you right here. So let me get you a couple of rune cards. Okay, that one wants to fall out, so I'll take that one. I'll get you one more. So we have Manas, man. Spiritual meaning, family, friendship, charitable deeds, greater good. Spiritual meaning, the self-transcendence and communion. Then we have Tewaz, which means justice, passion, drive, and victory. The greater good and righteousness, okay? This is for the greater good for you, Virgo. That's all this is. And it could be, just someone who's nagging you. It's like, please come hang out with us. Please come do this with us. And you know that it's a bad situation, but it looks fun. It's like your friends want to go to, like, Cancun or Miami. And then you're like, gosh, there's a lot of, like, crime there. And I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to be involved in that. Have to look over my shoulder and all this other stuff. And you know what? You miss out on it. And you're like, man, I kind of wish I could go. I wish I could, see the beach and whatever. And then something really bad happens. Like, that's kind of what this is. Berkana, encourage ideas, aid creative endeavors, nurture a project, and help with family. So this is very good for you, Virgo. I feel like, your hidden talents can really get you through this right here. It's only, I feel like, in the August area. It could lead into your birthday month. However, I'll do a mid-monthly reading for you soon. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.